Good morning. How is everybody today? Good morning, CJ. Good morning, Jeannie. Good morning, Sienna and Lorraine, and anybody else who might join us this morning. I just want to change that just a little. There we go. Okay, today's Sunday, July 2nd, 2023. And I want to thank CJ also for your monthly donation. It's awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I asked for suggestions on what to talk about since we finished the social money manipulation and the social order book by Father Fahey. And Jeannie recommended, and I think CW liked it too, is the virtues. So I'm going to start talking about the virtues again. I did that quite a long time ago, but it's always good to keep the virtues very present and handy. And as I was explaining to my granddaughter that the sacraments are very important. So I think, because she was asking me what they were, and I started to explain them, and then boom, I had to come on and have Mass. Now, I've also got other news I'm going to find out later, but apparently, let's see what happens. But my daughter Becca told me that something special again happened to her by Deam Matronam Nostrae. I'll find out after Mass because it just happened a little bit ago. And so lots going on. We're entering a very critical point in time. So the sacraments. So, okay, back to virtues. We're going to talk about, I'm going to share a couple of stories on humility. We're going to start with humility, the opposite of pride. Yay! All right, Jeannie. I'll tell you about that in a minute, hon. Sorry, I'm having a hard day this morning. In nomine Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Isum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let's place ourselves in the presence of God and in Catholic contemplation, humbly adore the Trinitarian Theophany. Most holy and adorable Trinity, one God and three divine beings, I believe that thou art here present. I adore thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O God, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank God for the many graces we receive and offer ourselves in our sufferings up to the Trinitarian Theophany. O God, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day. And I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, O God, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good. And let us beg of God the graces which are necessary to us. O my God, O God, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, O God, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O God, Our Lady, Mother of God, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O my God, I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell, but most of all because I have offended thee, my God, who art good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. Okay, let's see if I can compose myself. So, humility. Oops, I pushed the wrong tab. All right, let's see if I can find it. I had a really nice story there and it disappeared. Okay. Bear with me a minute. There it is. Okay. And if it's from SeatonMagazine.com, a Catholic homeschool resource website. And I'm going to go through these seven saints, how their humility can inspire your holiness. And it's written by, where is it? I forgot what it was. Okay. Excuse me, just one second. James, if he comes, 8264. The saints and sinners are far from occupying opposite ends of the moral spectrum. The greatest saints saw themselves as the greatest sinners, and paradoxically, that is what made them the greatest saints. Humility is at the heart of holiness, and union with the divine is about loving all those in your path, not holding ourselves above them. I gotta work on that. Sanctimonious displays that cause us to step over and turn up our noses at people turn us in on ourselves and away from God. At the same time, thinking that we can fix all the problems of the world through our strength becomes self-serving aggrandizement, no matter how sincere our intent. We see that a lot today. Humility is the only ground from which true love can spring. For humility is a giving up of self for something greater and enables us to see ourselves for what we truly are, created in the image of the divine, wounded through sin, yet transformed through love. It seems that the closer these saints grew in their relationship with God, the more they could see their multitudinous imperfections. Just as we can see floating particles of dust dancing within the light of a sunbeam. And the saints did have many flaws, sometimes colored by the time periods in which they lived, and sometimes more specifically dependent on their personality traits. That's a very, interrupting here, that's a very wise observation that this author makes, that the flaws were colored by the time periods in which they lived. Now we're in one of a really tough time period. Okay, times and traits. Okay, now, again, I'm not advocating any of these saints, because we just don't really know based on what the church has said over the years or whatnot, and especially since what we've learned. But I'm going to use these examples anyway. Okay, St. Francis of Assisi could be unrealistic in his strict adherence to total poverty, even when his order was expanding to the point of property ownership being a necessity. St. Thomas More could use his biting wit to wound, swore like a Londoner, and could be harsh towards those with whom he disagreed. Saint Kateri Tekakwitha, and I only say that because I've been practicing, among other saints, inflicted extreme penances on herself to the point of destroying her health. St. John Vianney came out severely against almost any form of dancing and denounced the apparitions of Our Lady of La Salette, which were later approved by the Church. You see my head? St. Padre Pio and St. Maximilian Kolbe could be cantankerous and rude, causing some to have a hard time dealing with them. Some of these failings the saints resolved in their lifetimes, while some others they probably took with them to their graves. But their belief in God's mercy and grace enabled them to pick themselves up after falling and continue to trek the path towards holiness. St. Thomas More had the strength to stand up against the tyranny to defend his faith at the cost of his life, setting an example for statesmen of integrity to this day. St. Kateri braved innumerable hardships in her Mohawk village because of her conversion to Catholicism and stands as the patroness of Native America. St. John Vianney was tireless in his pastoral duties and touched all those he met with his spiritual insight and humility. St. Padre Pio had a deep mystical relationship with God, suffering the wounds of Christ in his body and becoming the spiritual father of thousands. St. Maximilian Kolbe founded the Immaculata and gave his life in exchange for another prisoner at a German war camp. Okay, I'm trying to... In essence, the saints were extraordinary, but they remained flawed human beings, making them relatable in our daily struggles so that we might draw inspiration from their lives. They realized that even if they conquered all their vices and became flawless before God and man, they still might fall prey to the greatest sin of pride. Okay, so the opposite of pride is humility. So if we think of these instances of pride, and we can think then, okay, well, that was prideful of me. What's the opposite that I should do? Okay, I'll continue on tomorrow. I didn't have a chance to fully read the article. Sometimes I have to edit. Okay. So for those who didn't understand, I clapped my hands because Jeannie had put forth some really good news that we were working on. And it's just, let's keep praying. It's a long road. Deum vobiscum et quoque apote. Oremus. O God, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum hoc Immaculatum Hostium, quam ego indinius famulus tuus offerit tibi Deum meum vivum et verum, pro unum peccatis et offensionibus, et negligencies meis, et pro omnibus circumstantibus, sed pro omnibus fidelibus, catalocorum vivis aquae Dei fonctis ut mihi et idis proficerat salutem. Deum qui humanis substantiae dignitatem mirabilitu condidissia mirabilis reformaster inter nobis spiritus aquae divine mysterium. Deus divinitatis esse consortes qui humanitatis nostrae, fieri denotis est patricebs. Deum Iesum Christum Filium, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuum depecantes clementium, ut in conspecto divina majestatis tuae pro nostra totius mundi salute, cum adore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contritus suscipiam rate Deum Iesum Christum, et sequiet sacrificium nostrum in conspecto tuo hodie, ut placia tibi Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni Sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et benedicit oblata prosequendo, et acerpere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomini preparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas hoc oblationem quam tibi afferimus, a memoriam passionis, resurrectionis et ascensionis Deum Iesum Christum, et in honorem Deum matronam nostrae et a Papa Peter Sanctorum, et istorum et omnium Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem ad salutem, et ili pro nobis intercedere, in inter in celis, quorum memoriam agimus in te speriendo Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meam ec vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat apud Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipia Deum Iesum Christum, sacrificium de manibus tuis et laudem et gloriam nominis sui, ad utilitatem quoque nostrum totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, quoque apote, sursum corda habemus a Deum. Gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Dei agito clementissime Mater et Pater, Deum Materam Nostrae, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum, Deum Nostrae, sublicis rogamus ac petimus, ut receptebe esse benedicas ex sanctam sacrificium ilibata. In primis quae tibi afferimus, pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam, catholicam, quam pacificare custodire ad honore, et regere de neris totor pederarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum, famalorum quae tuorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We especially pray for Neil and Earl Lively, Maria Josephina Mose, Henry, Barbara Santa Croce, Henry Jr. and Benedict Santa Croce, Mr. Nobody, Zeneda Luis and Amparo Cantu, Julian Galavis, Luis Antonio Cantu, Jenna, Lena, Lori, Aaron, and family, the Tafur family, the Wolf family, the Nye family. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the First Sedevacantist Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. Oh, and we also pray for Katie. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion or transgenderism of any kind, anywhere, any place, or any time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, medium of exchange, and natural health awareness, especially mental health, which is mostly due to sin. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society, that they might provide a system where the mothers can raise their children in a traditional Catholic method. We ask for a reversal of the feminist ideology and a return to godly femininity, and that quote-unquote gay marriage be banned and eliminated. We ask that pornography and the OnlyFans platform be stopped immediately and forever. We ask for the conversion of all sinners trapped in a state of mortal sin, especially the ignorant. We ask for the effects of the satanic ritual and black mass held on June 29, 1963, between the Vatican and the Masonic Mother Lodge in South Carolina be reversed and the spell destroyed forever. We pray for wisdom on how to prepare natural foods and raise animals naturally in small farm settings. We pray for the elimination of all harmful radiation waves in our air and in our homes. Going back to the farms, it's important to have good soil, and we ask God to provide plenty of humus and worms for soil nutrition. We pray to make known publicly who murdered Saint Sister Lucia or how she died. We pray to end all harmful radiation in the air and in our homes, shut down CERN, close all gateways and portals, and AI pathways. And we pray for a successful resolution in the Keller family court situation. All these things we ask in accordance with God's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fides cognita est et nota devotio, pro quibus tibi afferimus, veruc tibi affront hoc sacrificium laudis, pro sesquisque omnibus, pro redemptione anomarum suarum prospe salutis et ingulamitatis suae, tibi credere tota sua aeterno Deum vivo et vero. Communicantes et memorem venerantes in primis gloriose semper Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum martyrium torum Papa Sancte Petri, et Sancte Lucia, et Sancte Jacinta, et Sancte Francisco, et Sancte Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum torum quorum meritis, precibusque concedas ut in omnibus protectionis Tuae monam exilio, per innum Christum Deum nostrum, quam oblationem de Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus, consecratem acceptabilem confitere dineris ut nobis corpum, et sanguinem fiat didictissimi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam patere et recepit panem in sancta sacramentibus manus suas, et derivatis oculis in caelum ate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens, consecravit frege didique lumnis sui dicens accipite et manducate ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. simini modo postquam ceremonias accipiens et hunc precaram caricem in sancta sacramentablis manus suas item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum consecrave dedico illuminus sui dicens accipite et bibite exe omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei mysterium fidei, qui pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissione peccatorum. Hic quod est cum reficiditis meum facietis. Unde et memores Deum nos servitui, sed plebs tua, sancta, eiustum Christum filium tuum Deum nostre, tam beate passiones, nec non et ab inferis resurrectionis, sed et in celus gloriose ascensionis afferimus, preclare majestati tuis donis actatis, supraque perpetuo axa renovutur respicieri digneris. Sublitis teragamus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ibe hec per fide per manus tuum, ut quod, executaris participationem sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem sinceremus omni benedictione celeste gratia Dei per amor per Christum Deum nostre. We pray for the deceased. We especially pray for John Nasser, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibus in Christum crescentibum, locum refugere lucis et patis, ut geste proclamar per in Christum Deum nostrum. Per quem hec omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bono creas, sanctificas, vivificas, benedicis et prestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso, est tibi Deum Atrum omnipotente in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Deum Matronam Nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum, Deum Matronam Nostrae, Matram Deum Iesum Christum, misericordia nobis peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos quesumus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum ab omnibus males, praeteritis presentibus et futuris, et intercedente beata gloriosa semper Deum Matronam Nostrae, et cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis da propitius pacem in diebus nostris. Ut ope misericordiae Tue aduiti, et a peccato simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Per iendum Deum nostrum, Iesum Christum, Filium Tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivet et renat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam. Pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum, et quoque apud te. Ecce extio consecratio corporis et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat accipientibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, et quoque apud te. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum Matronam Nostrae, cooperante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinum tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis, et universis malis. Et vagme tui semper in hadare mandatis et eternum com separare permittas, qui cum eodem Deam Matronam Nostre et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, vivis et renam aeternam. Perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego in inus sum repressum non mihi proveniat in iditium condemnationem, sed pro tu pietate prosit mihi et tutum edimedis corporis, et ad me delam percipiendam, qui vivis et renas cum Dea Matronam Nostre, in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Param celestem et cipiem et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum Matronam Nostre non sunt dignus, ut intercedete meum, sentante verbis sempiternam meum. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignus, ut intercedete meum, sentante verbis sempiternam meum. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignus, ut intercedete meum, sentante verbis sempiternam meum. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Quid retribuam Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus queritud mihi, calicem salutaris et cipiem et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo, laudans invocabo Deum Matronam Nostre et ab inimicis meis avocero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet animam tuam. Codore sumpsimus Deum Iesum Christum piedamente capiamus et immunum et tepelae fiat nobis remediamus et paternam. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quos homses sanguis completare recidus meis, et presta ut et in me non remediat, scelera macula quo impura sancta reficione sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te. Oremus. O my Deum Iesum Christum, please pardon my sins and save me from the fires of hell. Please deliver all souls from purgatory, especially those in most need. And may the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O God, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te, ite missa est. Deum gratia. Placia tibi sancta Trinitam obsequim suffitutis mea praesut sacrificium corroculis tuae majestatis in innus autoritibus et totale miquet omnibus, pro quibus irut auto leciti miserante propitiabile per Christum Deum nostrum. Benedicat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Matronam Nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. My Deum, Matronam Nostrae, I believe, I adore, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not adore, do not hope, and do not love thee. O Deum Iesum Christum, I believe, I adore, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not adore, do not hope, and do not love thee. O Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, I believe, I adore, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not adore, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany, I adore thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of God Jesus Christ present here, in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended. And through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and the Immaculate Heart of God Our Lady, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum, Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. So thank you all for coming today. Good morning, CW. And thank you all for participating in the First Saturday devotions also. It's gradually getting more and more. So that's wonderful. Confessions are good. Oh, good afternoon, Maria. And now that she's watching later, I don't see her pop on, so I tend to not forget about her, but forget about her. But she's doing wonderful. I just want to let you all know who've been interested in her progress, if you will, her spiritual life. Thank you. All thanks really goes to Deum Matronam Nostrae. Okay, what a wonderful Sunday. 2 miracles. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 7:30, and please go and sanctify all those who you meet. Have a great day.